Hello, we're back again talking on the fifth of a series on the law of attraction and why it is not working. At least the understanding that we have of the law as it was presented by The Secret and by the books by Esther and Jerry Hicks. That law needs a revision. As we've said in the previous parts of this series, we see now that the sacred text did not tell us what we were told that it told us. We see that thought is not the magnet. And we see that soul desires run a lot deeper than the desires we normally call longings. And so we have to adjust our understanding of the law to something entirely different. And what we've said, the true law of attraction is that we are attracted to and by all of those things, people, places, events, and circumstances that are going to bring us closer and closer to full awareness of who we are as divine beings. And that process occurs lifetime after lifetime, incrementally. We work on one thing perhaps at a time, or maybe we work on a coalescence of things that bring together a single piece of what we need to understand to come to be aware of who we are as divine beings. But part of that process is bargaining. Part of our experience with life on this planet is that we bargain with it. We say, if I can do this, then I'll have that. Or if I say this, then my alcoholic husband will finally get it and he'll stop drinking. Or if I make really good grades in school and excel and go to Harvard or Yale or whatever, I'm going to have all that I want in life. Or if I can raise my kids to be, super genius kids and special, then I'm going to feel like a really good parent and I'm going to be okay. Or if I can please my parents, then maybe they'll love me, because I sense that there's not unconditional love there. These are some of the bargains we can make with life, and what they have to do with is the belief that it is not possible for us to have what we want any other way. That belief says, I must bargain. I must put on this mask and costume of the scapegoat or the victim or the superwoman or the superhero or the clown or the Peter Pan or all kinds of other possible masks and costumes we can wear that say, I am not who I am. I am not the divine self. I am this other thing. And I am this other thing because I don't really believe that I can have or be happy any other way. And so we have come over the generations of being in America where freedom reigns, more or less, we have come to understand that having means being happy. And so the law of attraction has fallen into that same idea, that if we think positive thoughts, if we work our vision boards, if we do our affirmations, if we can clean out the shadow of anything that's sabotaging us, then we can have what we want. We can have our dreams. And first, as we said in a previous segment, we don't always know that our wants are true soul desires, so that's a problem. Second, the sacred texts don't agree with that premise. Third, the soul has been left out of that whole equation. And the soul is all about receiving. The soul wants to give us everything that's in it, and everything that is in it is everything that is, because we are one with all that is. And so if the soul says, it's here for you, then all we have to do is wake up to that fact. But bargaining says, I have to have an if-then relationship with the universe. And my if-then relationship will get me what I want, and the universe will cave to my desires because I have done what it said I should do. And who said that that the universe said I should do that? Some teachers, some people that may or may not have been fully aware of what they were saying when they did it. Now, here's what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that the law of attraction as we currently understand it or have come to understand it through the books like The Secret is wrong or bad. What I am saying is that we need to take the next step. We need to move it from a bargaining relationship with the universe to a receiving relationship with the universe, so that we are just open to receiving. Everything that we have, everything that we are, is all about reception. Reception is the name of the game. So surrender is how we get to reception. We surrender to the fact that we already have it all. We surrender to the fact that we don't have to strive and contrive and bargain and sneak and do whatever we think we have to do to get what we want. What we can do is surrender. Surrender to the now that is everything. That is reception. And the loving reception means that we are receiving love all the time. People talk all the time, for example, about we have to give love. When we talk about loving, we're talking about being kind and generous and open and forthcoming and warm and being present with other people. Well, that's all good. I'm not against any of that, but that is us contriving love. When 1 Corinthians 13 in the Bible talks about the definition of love, it's not talking about what we should do. That's not love. We don't have any shoulds attached to love. Love does not know should. Okay? It's talking about how love really is as we receive it. It's talking about divine love. It's not talking about our contrivances, our little shoulds. They mean nothing. They mean nothing. So it's all about receiving. And the bargains keep us from receiving. The bargains put us in that if-then. So there is no sacrifice when it comes to reception. We don't have to sacrifice anything. We don't have to try really hard to think positive thoughts. We don't have to try really hard to be always loving and kind. We don't have to do anything except become aware. Wake up to what is already there. And that's the process. That's it. It's simple. That's why Jesus said, my burden is light. Because it is. You know, he told a story, a parable, in his work while he was here, if he was really ever here, and if this story is accurate. There's a story that is meaningful. It's the parable of the talents. And that is the one where he gives out 5 talents to one and like 2 or 3 to another, and then he gives 1 to the third. And that third person goes out and buries his talent because he says, I know that my master is cruel and basically stingy, and there's not enough to go around anyway, and so I'm going to bury this thing, and when he comes back, I'm going to have it for him. And so he has it for him when he comes back. And the other guys, they go out and they double their talents. The one with 5 makes 10, the one with 3 makes 6. They double their talents. And it takes the risk of losing the talent to do that. And we can take that risk if we know we've already got everything. But if we don't know we've already got everything, then we're going to bury that talent. That's an if-then relationship with the universe. And so what we've been instructed to do by the Bhagavad Gita and many of the sutras and some of the parables in the Bible and some of the Old Testament stories as well, they're all saying the same thing. We don't know that, but at the root level, they're all saying the same thing, and that is this: wake up. Wake up to who you really are. All you need to do is change your knowing. That's it. So the law of attraction, as we have come to understand it, leads us to away from that, not towards it. It leads us into effort and striving and working against that ego. And we're going to talk about that ego in the next of the series. So you want to stay tuned for that. But for today, all you need to know is that reception is everything. We received everything we have. There is nothing that we have that isn't reception. There's nothing that we do that doesn't come from reception. All of our experiences are coming to us as something we can receive. And we can do something with those experiences as part of that reception. Okay? So it's all about reception. So that's all we have for today. I'm going to do another in this series a little sooner than I did it last time. I apologize. It's taken me a while to get back to this, but I'm going to do it a little sooner. And so stay tuned for that. Good to talk to you. Have a great day.